guys that are...
Shh.
Oh my goodness.
Happy monstering, everyone!
We're so blue.
You know why we're blue? Because we don't have the overhead lights on. We need to turn the lights on in this theater. Welcome, everyone, to episode number 42. That's a blinding light. No, we are a little...
Movie time's over.
We are a little washed out, aren't we? We're sort of swimming in the sea.
Well,
that's okay.
Maybe our good friend, Monster Handler Michael, can toy with that while we're introducing.
This is very exciting. I'm seeing you in a whole new light, Monster Handler Eric, and welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll get to who we are in a second. Welcome to My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. I am Monster Handler Matt.
I'm Monster Handler Eric.
Welcome back, Eric. We haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah,
you've been on vacation or something, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, I was very pleased that you decided to join me for today's episode.
How could I not? Free popcorn.
I know, of My Singing Monsters Live. A very special episode. Episode number 42 of My Singing Monsters Live.
What's so special about that number?
What's so special about that number? Well, it's the answer to everything, right? It's also divisible by 6 and 7. That's cool. 7's my lucky number.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I knew the meaning of life.
That's what I like about it. A multiple of 7, my lucky number. So, there's that, episode number 42. But what's not special about this episode, and what's common to every single episode of My Singing Monsters Live, is that we've got a couple of giveaways that we've got to do today. So, the first of those giveaways is our subscriber giveaway. And Eric, do you want to mention just how that subscriber giveaway works here on My Singing Monsters Live?
Of course. If you are subscribed to us here on Twitch, you'll be entered in a giveaway. Now, what's different about the subscriber giveaway versus a regular giveaway?
I'm wrapped with attention. Look, I'm munching on my popcorn.
In a regular giveaway, you have to be at the stream, in the chat. You have to type !raffle, and you'll be entered. But if you are a subscriber, you are automatically entered for the subscriber giveaway, even if you can't be there in the moment.
Right. So you can follow our channel on Twitch. But Michael, what you doing?
Keep talking. Just keep talking. Do your thing.
Monster Handler Michael, are you gonna try to do a color balance?
a quick white balance. No, at this time.
You know what? It doesn't matter. I like the blue quality of today's episode. Maybe we can color correct it for the re-upload.
See, this is we have this cinematic.
That's right. Yeah.
So you know, your settings on your TV. Yeah. This is the cinematic setting of My Singing Monsters Live. Okay, that's good. And hopefully that won't be the case for some of the things that we're going to be displaying today, because those shouldn't be affected.
No, those should not be affected at all.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter if we're a little blue around the gills, so to speak. But, okay, so we were talking about the giveaways. You were talking about subscriber giveaways. Now, you can be a follower of our channel, the Big Blue Bubble TV channel, but the subscriber is one better, and a great way to be a subscriber is if you have an Amazon Prime account. That means you get one free Twitch Prime subscription, and you know which channel you want to use that subscription on. And it's this one.
And then you get the emotes that not everyone gets.
Exceptional.
Very good emotes.
Exceptional stuff. So, you've explained the subscriber giveaway, and you also did a great way of sort of looping in talk about the regular giveaway that'll happen right after this, where you just need to put !raffle in the chat if you're tuned into the episode today, and then you'll be entered to win that giveaway prize at the end of the episode. Do we have a subscriber winner?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And what is our subscriber winner getting today, Monster Handler Eric?
Well, today, for the subscriber giveaway, we are giving away a rare Smoochel.
Oh.
And maybe you could shed on some light.
Sure, I would love to shed some blue light on why Rare Schmoochel is the item of choice for today's subscriber giveaway. It's because, starting mere moments ago, it's an out-of-season special promotion in My Singing Monsters in which you can buy or breed the common Schmoochel, the rare Schmoochel, the epic Schmoochel, all three, the entire family of those lovely winged love-struck seasonal monsters that frequent Air Island. And you know what? If you were lucky enough to buy or breed a hula during Summer Song, which ended just last week, then that means you have an opportunity to fill out your seasonal collection on Air Island, since hula is also present on that island, and you can get those two monsters riffing off each other. Get it? Riff? Air Islanders riff on there? Whoa!
We're all over the
It's very
place.
funny stuff. Yeah.
So much going on.
So yeah, so that's why we chose Rare Schmoochel as today's subscriber giveaway. And who is it?
The subscriber who is getting the Rare Schmoochel today is Harhar239.
Congratulations, Harhar239. The Rare Schmoochel is yours. Please whisper at us your BBBID/friend code, and we'll be able to gift that Rare Schmoochel directly to your correct account.
That's right. Now, you brought up another interesting point
Mm-hmm.
that I had completely forgotten to discuss with you in our pre-show gab.
Uh-huh.
But Summer Song has just ended,
Mm-hmm.
which also means that our summer hours on this show will be coming to an end.
Well, that's right. So, last week officially was the last weekend of Summer Song, but here we are at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing episode number 42 after our quote-unquote summer hours are over. So what's the big idea, Eric? Why are we doing this?
Well, wanted to keep it consistent up till this week, but we got a lot of feedback from the survey that people were so helpful in filling out and sending to us. Based on that, going forward, we are going to try doing the stream at 4 p.m.
4
Eastern
p.m.
Standard Time.
So not 3 p.m., not 5 p.m. We split
We're
the
gonna-
difference.
That's right.
Down the
So
middle.
we're going to go right at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to see how people feel about that.
Yeah.
We're gonna gather.
And that doesn't
gather
have to be a forever change, right? But we're
Mm-mm.
just going to sort of see how it rolls out. The other thing I like about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is that at that point, the weekend special offers and promotions will already have been live for about an hour. So if there's anything weird going on there, we can have a chance to fix it before we go live to air. We can potentially show off some of the announcement art, maybe discuss that in the future. There's all sorts of stuff that we can do. So starting next week for episode number 43 of My Singing Monsters Live, we're going to be switching to the new episode time of 4 p.m. And we'll see how that floats. Maybe we'll
That's right.
continue that throughout September, which is significant in My Singing Monsters as being anniversary month, and maybe we'll quickly ascertain that one of the other times is better. But you know what? That's the great thing about us monster handlers is that we're adaptable.
That's
we're
right.
versatile.
And if everyone
We're ready.
loves the new color scheme on the show today, maybe we'll stick with that too.
Michael, is there something you'd like to say?
Yes, I was just going to clarify. The reason why we chose to try out 4 p.m. is because there was a distinct, almost 50-50 split between the 5 and 3. Who knows what time?
Yeah, between
So there was a split, so we thought, well, let's try the middle, see if that works for the most
yes,
people. We'll see.
4 p.m.
We'll feel it up.
We'll feel it out. Yes. So, today, special episode number 42. Why is it a special episode, Eric?
Well, another piece of information that we got from the survey, and from plenty of people before the survey,
Right.
was that they wanted video monster pieces.
Oh!
And we heard you, and we've got them.
We do have them. So,
We've got a lot.
right. So this, episode 42, the meaning of life. What's the meaning of life to us monster handlers? You, the fans, the community. So we figured we'd give back on this episode and highlight some of the amazing works of creativity and worlds of creativity that have been inspired by My Singing Monsters more recently. Because obviously over the years there have been several amazing works, and we've plucked a few.
Just a few, yeah.
Of the many that were submitted to us. So who knows? Maybe we'll do a second installment of Monster Piece Theater, which is, I believe, what we're calling
Yes,
it.
as opposed to the Monster Piece Spotlight, this will be Monster Piece Theater.
This is Monster Piece Theater, and I'm happy to report that... Oh, Michael stole our programs. Michael, everyone say hi, by the way, to Monster Handler Michael, who's operating the camera today, and to Monster Handler Sydney,
Hi, Sydney.
who's in the chat. Send those purple hearts to indicate that you support her and think that she's great. There's Michael. Oh, you're still... I said he's trapped in Summer Song. He's in the past. What are we gonna do? All right, he's gone. So, I made us these handy dandy programs
Wow, thank you.
that have for us the itinerary.
Oh!
Yes, the schedule for today's Monster Piece Theater. But before, give me that back. Before we do that, let's explain how this episode is going to differ from other episodes. So, in a typical episode of My Singing Monsters Live, we'll have a bit of discussion about what's going on in the monster world. We'll do a segment with questions. We'll do a segment with trivia, aka Stumped. and we'll do an activity, and then move to Monster Pieces. Because this is Monster Piece Theater, because this episode is going to be formatted a little differently, we are filling in some of those segments with more Monster Pieces.
That's
because
right.
they're going to take a little longer
Yes,
for us to
obviously.
enjoy.
The videos
Right.
take a little longer to get through. We did try to limit them to about around 2 minutes, so some of the videos you will have to check out
Right, not
from their source to get the full experience.
not presented in their entirety.
But Sydney will be in the chat, sending you guys
Diligently
the links for those videos,
sending them
so
off.
they will be easy to find and enjoy.
Exactly. So, we don't want to keep you too long in suspense, but we did want to answer some of the community questions
That's
that
right.
have been pouring in before we launch officially into the real meat of today's episode.
Oh boy, we got a good one to start.
Are you re-
ready?
I'm-
We're jumping right into the
I'm
tough
ready, and you know what?
questions.
I'm cool as a cucumber today
Alright.
because I got my popcorn. I'm ready for our Monster Piece Theater segment.
Okay.
So lay it on me there, Eric.
Faz Bear King 87
Uh-huh.
asks,
Yes.
"Do Tweedles wear tweed?" Don't choke.
I'm stunned in silence. Do Tweedles wear tweed?
The tough question everyone's been wondering.
I know that rare Tweedles like macrame, and I know that that's not specifically related to tweed.
You seem
But-
like you're stalling.
But I think that despite the similarity in their names, Tweed and Tweedles, Tweedles just prefer the au naturel route of just their furthers. Not as big on the tweed jacketry. Jacketry? Is that a word?
Jacketry. It
You
could
know,
be.
for jackets. Right. So I'd say typically no. Do they despise tweed? In no way, shape, or form. Do they wear it on the regular? Probably not either.
All right. Great. Good to know. Redbird1253 asks,
Well, Tweedles are purple.
"What are your favorite video games besides My Sing Monsters, My Sing Monsters Dawn of Fire, My Sing Monsters Composer, or any of the other games that you guys have made?" That's a very big question.
Eric?
But I mean, all the
Take it away.
classics. Your Mario's, your Zeldas, your Smash Bros.
Yeah?
Also, big fan of slightly more artsy games like
Artsy?
Journey on the
Oh.
PS4. I saw Fez was free on the Epic Store recently. I think
Oh.
Fez is a very fun puzzle game. Really enjoy those little
Free now.
experiences.
Fascinating. My all-time favorite video game is Lode Runner. I don't know if you've ever played that one.
I don't think I have.
You're playing as a little character. It's sort of a side-scroller, sort of puzzle-based game, but there are these sort of demonic monks that are chasing you that will eat you if you catch up with you. But you're trying to collect all the gold in a given level and then teleport out of there. And there's great music in that game, and then they made Lode Runner 2, and that one was sort of an isometric 3D view as opposed to a side-scroller, and yeah, I just really like those games. I feel like, who made those games? Sierra.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had some Sierra games. Also,
Well-
gonna give a quick shout out to Dragon Ball Z: The Legacy of Goku 2 on Game Boy Advance. Masterpiece.
There he goes. That's your all-time fave?
That's
Is that
one
what
of
you're
them.
gonna say?
That's
All right.
definitely up there. That and Kirby's Dream Land 2 on the Game Boy.
Oh.
There you go. Couple of classics. Colin O wants to know, what's the connection between Titans and Colossals? This is a deep question.
Yeah, because you actually weren't here, I don't think, for the
No,
reveal.
I got a quick briefing, but
Okay,
I'm not fully up to
so
date.
you're up to speed with the fact that the first island skin for Plant Island, the vegetable medley, is actually a depiction of the Titanic creature in the monster world,
Harv heard?
the Harvherd. Yes,
Ah.
I like the fact that you specifically aspirated that second
You
H.
got
Harvherd. It's sort of like Cool Whip, right?
Yeah.
Harvherd. Yes, the Titanic Harvherd is not a singular being, but is believed to be a race of beings. And what separates these titans from colossals is colossals are enormous spirits of creation, and they are sort of the pantheon, the governing. Not intelligence, but the governing, the overseers, the power behind the throne sort of thing of the monster world. They helped shape the monster world in its infancy, and it's believed that they were connected very strongly to the era of Dawn of Fire. And of course, they, when the great splintering occurred of the continent into the various natural islands for unknown reasons. Well, there was an earthquake, but we don't know what caused the earthquake. We don't know what caused it. The Colossals imbued their life force into the elemental lands that were splintering apart and were falling into the living ocean, and they rescued them. They rescued the populations of singing monsters that were on them. So, whereas colossals are these gigantic spirits of creation, titans are just incredibly large living things. And are they singing monsters in their own right? Not that we're aware of, but of course, like all things that are native to the monster world, they have a proclivity for music. They have an affinity and a proclivity, a propensity, if you will. I'm just trying to think of as many synonyms for that word as I can. They're all related to music. So I don't think that Harvards mind too much when there is a song that is played upon the tops of their fruit and vegetable-laden heads. But they differ from colossals in that they're just other living things, just at a titanic scale.
Well, this is folded into what we just said. Let's give one final clarification here. Zai asks, did Titans exist back in Dawn of Fire, and if not, where did they come from?
I don't know. I don't know. There is, of course, the creature upon which Party Island is resting. That is a large aquatic creature, the name for which has been lost to time. And we don't know exactly what creature that is, but I suppose that one could be classified as a Titan given its incredible size.
I have an idea for a name.
What?
Christopher.
Christopher, that's a lovely name.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it suits that creature quite nicely. Okay, Christopher it is. No, it's not. Well, maybe that given monster's name, that creature's name is Christopher, but we don't have a species name for that one just yet. So, did they exist? Yes, but don't know how much interaction they had with the singing monsters specifically, other than, of course, Party Island, as I said.
Very good. Jen the Poke asks, what's your favorite part of working at Big Blue Bubble?
Popcorn.
Popcorn is one. We
Good
get popcorn every day at around 2 o'clock, 2:30.
This is going to sound cheesy, but I love doing the show. I love interacting with the fans.
Eric!
This is great.
I think my favorite part of working at Big Blue Bubble is hearing an island song for the first time. And of course, we get to hear it before anybody else.
That benefit of the first time, like ever. No one else has heard it.
Yes, it's falling upon very fresh ears. Yes. Fresh ears.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. From @Bourgie88.
Uh-huh.
How long is a monster day?
It is 23 hours, 59 minutes, 56 seconds.
Wow.
No. It is roughly the length of a human day, and which is why we are so often able to synchronize our seasonal events with theirs year after year. So,
makes sense.
However, the cosmos of the monster world is set up, is configured. It works very much like Earth in this dimension of reality, of the multiverse.
Let's see. Seabass Streams 87. Could a Deej's drum kit be sampled to make different sounds as opposed to electro drums or synth?
Fascinating. The interesting thing about monsters, about singing monsters, of course, is that they all speak monstrous, but the different dialectical forms of monstrous vary from monster to monster. When a noggin plays its part, it is understood by a Cybop, which in turn is understood by a Tweedle, la 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 la, right? So, every monster has a unique way of articulating that monstrous language. Deej specifically, could its ice box style instrument be reconfigured to play different things? Yes, but I think that would be the equivalent of holding one's own voice through a megaphone. There's a little bit of distortion, right? It's not quite a true, authentic sound, and I think that the Deej would always prefer to play the sounds that are sort of already comfortably expressed by that instrument. They don't want to sort of push too far outside their limits, because then it might be sort of encroaching upon another monster's form of expression. Monsters are very respectful of each other's individuality.
Very nice. G27629 asks, Is there a time a monster sleeps at, or they only sleep when you mute them?
The muting function that appears in My Singing Monsters is obviously a way for you to customize your own song, but in the actual lore of My Singing Monsters, of course, there are different times of day that different monsters sleep.
Right.
And that take advantage of their cozy beds in the castle. We know, for example, that rare scups, primarily nocturnal animal. Many of the other monsters, diurnal, active during the day. So I think it varies on a per species level about what times of day they're active. Maybe some monsters really enjoy dawn and dusk. Maybe some monsters are there right at midday or at midnight. But monsters, I can confirm, do sleep other than when they are muted and opt not to join in the island song, taking a much deserved rest.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
At Tweeter342. This is a good one for you. How do you think of monster names?
How do we think? I gotta stop eating this popcorn. It's rude to speak with one's mouth full of food. So, how do we think of monster names? Well, it's a process that sometimes comes very quickly to us, and sometimes we struggle with it for a while. We try and find, whenever possible, a monster name that describes one of many things. One, the monster's physical appearance, perhaps. Two, the sound that they produce. Three, some sort of reference to another existing piece of creative art, be that musical or visual or otherwise. And four, sometimes we just go for names that sound monstrous and silly. Brump, I think, is an example that springs to mind of that final fourth option, where I don't think that there's anything specifically brumpy about its sound, and it's not a reference to anything in particular. It's just a funny sounding word. And you know what? I think it does quite suit the visual appearance of the monster.
I'd say it does fit.
That's brump. Things that go brump in the night, right?
Alright, maybe we'll make this our last one.
And then we get
This is
into our program.
Excitedly open-ended.
Oh.
Larry Mantic asks, do you ever think that creatures like Mimic or Flute Fly are still out there undiscovered?
Creatures like Mimic and Flute Fly. So, as evidenced by the Deuce monster that you and Michael showed off to the world a couple of episodes ago, different monsters can take different trajectories from concept all the way through to their final forms that appear in the game. Mimic and Flute Fly are two such monsters that were designed and sort of hemmed and hawed over, and that ultimately haven't found their way into the game in any sort of specific fashion. I want to say never, but because those monsters are also ones that aren't really finished, that we haven't really seen all the way through to their logical conclusions, don't really have a timeline or any specific plan about when those monsters might appear or the circumstances under which they might appear. But never say never, right? It's good to know that those monsters have fans, have a fan base out there.
Well, I lied. I have to do one more.
Oh.
This caught my eye, and I have to know the answer.
All right.
You know how I am with these hard-hitting questions.
Yes.
Mev MSM asks, can Waddle do a handstand?
Can Waddle do...
Headstand. I misspoke. Headstand specific.
Right, because there are no hands to speak of. There are ears, but can Waddle do a headstand?
Yes.
What about a handstand?
Yes, it can.
Hooray!
And in a while we will learn why.
Ooh.
I don't want to say anything more
That's
than
almost
that. Yes, some waddles are better at headstands than others.
exciting.
Yeah,
Great.
so that's all I'll say.
Okay, so with that, normally this is where we do trivia. Or stoned.
But what a relief! Today my record is 100% accurate because I'm able to answer the one trivia question that's important. Is Matt, are we going to be watching some excellent videos created by creative and hardworking members of our community today? The answer is yes.
Yes,
Winner
it is.
gagnant, 100% success rate. So here's your program.
Thank you. We have quite a bit
Here's my program.
on the docket today.
So the way this is going to work, correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
Eric, is that we are going to play several videos all together and then comment on them after the fact.
That's right. We've grouped a few together to prevent as many issues as we can, technically. And that being said, I would like to say, please watch your volume. The video should be fairly leveled, but every video is a little bit different because we wanted to leave as much time as possible for people to submit entries.
Yes.
I didn't have enough time to like triple check my work, so
Eric.
just be mindful. Be ready to change the volume just a little bit. If it starts to feel a little bit loud, better safe than sorry.
Okay, so are we ready to watch the first movement of today's
That's right.
Monster
So,
Piece Theater?
Our first block we've got is a collection of remixes and even a medley.
A
That's-
vegetable medley?
Oh, you'll
No.
have to wait. and
Okay.
see. But yes, these are songs from within My Sing Monsters.
Yes.
Rearranged by the fans at home.
Oh, well, I'm very excited. All right, get ready. Do you have those little opera glasses?
Ooh.
We don't need them. We can just watch here. And you watch too. All right, Michael, cue 'em up. Bravo!
Wow.
Bravo, man. There were some absolutely beautiful selections
The music warmed us
in
up.
there.
We're
yes,
back
if
into
you-
our
if you-
natural
if you've
color.
noticed, we're a lot more vibrant than we were before
That's
the
right.
break.
The power of the community.
That's our hearts have been warmed, and so too have the colors on the camera. So, what were we listening to that last time? We were listening to a Celestial Island orchestral remix by Bogart Fan first. Absolutely stunning.
Really, really brought the weight to that piece.
Yes. I loved also the Celestial Island 80s remix by
I
My
thought
Singing
those were
Bogart.
great back to
Michael
back.
loved that one.
I
That-
really like
Everyone
Michael
was
really
we
liked
were all
that
jamming to that one back
Yeah.
here.
The Fire Oasis
Big fan.
orchestral remix by the Monster Explorers.
I thought that had a very nice, almost like light touch to it. Really brought the feeling of the.
I agree. I
blast.
also like the work that they've done in syncing their instrumental replacements of the vocal monsters with the animations of those monsters. It gave you a really good sense of the arrangement that they had done of that particular piece. And of course, we ended off with the probably most epic MSM Gold Island medley you will ever hear by Lawrence 4734. Some excellent tickling of the ivories there.
I'll
Lawrence.
never not be impressed by the two hands doing different things.
I know.
At the same time.
And again, the arrangement there of the Gold Island song is just
Really got you
warms
right
the
behind
heart, warms the colors here on
That's
My
right.
Singing Monsters Live. Wow, exceptional work, everyone. Okay, what's next, Monster Handler Eric?
it. Well, as you know, we got quite a few submissions for fan-created items.
Oh,
So, we thought, why not show a few of those right now? Because people put so much work into them, they make. Sometimes they use our monsters, sometimes they use their own monsters. Oftentimes, they're large collaborations with the community.
Ugh.
Just, it's
this
really
is the kind of thing that My Singing Monsters was built
it's
to do,
what
right?
we're all about. So
That's
why don't
right.
we take a look at some of those right now?
Fan Islands.
You got it.
Wow. Bravo.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how much amazing things I just saw.
It's not just about the music in these ones too, right? There's so much art and everything contributed. Incredible.
So what did we just see? We saw The Lost World by Strimes Tweets 49, zipping through space there. A combination of existing monsters, new monsters, and exploring some sort of new world, a lost world, if you will, that had...
Great movie.
Yeah, a great movie, as Michael said. Yes. And then we had Hypno Island, featuring a lot of people.
And boy, did it seem like quite the party.
It showed. There was so much effort that went into that. I was floored. I was boggled.
I was hypnotized.
Might be bobbles.
I was bobbled. Could be bobbled.
I was bobbled. And yeah, that just there were so many new monsters there. It was hard to keep track of. The monster handler in me was just like I was experiencing heart palpitations. I'm like, that's a new species. That's a new species. That's a new species. That's a new species.
You were scribbling
That's a new
notes
species.
as
Yeah,
they went
and
by.
I couldn't. I just had to put down my pen and just enjoy it.
That's
and then
right.
last up was the Harmonious Oasis from Seabass 87.
Now, I have a quick note. I want to let Seabass 87, as we regularly call them
Yeah.
now, that if we're pronouncing your name wrong,
And it's
Let
instead
us-
Seba 5587.
let us know, because we always thought the 5-5 were S's, but
Yeah. Their Twitch name is Seabass with S.
okay, because a certain Twitter with no context
Right.
emphasizes my pronouncement of the name, and I just want to make sure we're
Also,
getting it right.
pronouncement is pronunciation.
Listen, I can pronounce them.
Yes, of course you can. So, yeah, same thing with Harmonious Oasis. And it's funny because there are such distinct art styles even between the two videos, but they still all felt part of the monster world, right? Like these
That's
are
right.
definitely parts of the multiverse or of the monster world that we haven't discovered yet, right? Exceptionally well done, everyone who was involved. We absolutely loved those. So next up, our next two selections are non-My Singing Monsters covers.
That's right. Some inventive versions of songs from the real world utilizing My Singing Monsters. So why don't we take a look at those right now?
Let's do it.
You'd call these covers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those were great.
A great
Those
1-2
are awesome.
combo there.
Those were awesome. So that was 500 Monster Miles by Amy Plays MSM and Ocean Man, but sung by Mammoth by Logan Peters. Both exceptional. I loved in 500 Monster Miles the trade-off that was happening there between Toe Jammer and Sponge for the do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
Definitely, they brought the vibe of the song out even more.
Very
with
much so,
with
and
those
and
choices.
I think just a good fit for the vibe that is the monsters, right?
Yeah.
Like feels very at home in the monster world. And then of course Ocean Man. What can be said about Ocean Man?
Good
other
old
than
Ocean Mammoth.
Very funny, very funny.
very.
It's great. It's great to see Mammoth exploring an aquatic environment because it does not inhabit Water Island. So it's great that Logan Peters finally gave Mammoth an opportunity to sort of muck around there in the ocean. I liked it when both Rare and Epic Mammoth were going to bother Mammoth, and then we're pulled away by
Wasn't
various
their
other
turn.
monsters on Earth Island during Summer Song. Very funny. Well
That's
done,
right.
Logan Peters and Amy Plays MSM. Those were very good.
Now,
But we got more goodness on the way.
that's right. We have another category here, simply known as Other.
Other.
We've got a variety of things here. Well, without spoiling too much, we'll just say we've got a very well-produced video, something you might expect to see on the show. Then we have something mixing monster visuals with not usual monster audio.
Mm-hmm.
And then we double up on that with what I would deem an experimental film.
Oh, sort of a
Taking-
Marcel Duchamp quality of just ding dong, just random sounds.
Taking sounds from a particular
something else.
cubic game
Oh.
that some people might be fans of,
Oh.
and mixing that into some monster.
Well, I'm very excited to
image.
learn more about what you're talking about. All right, Eric and Michael, why don't we take a look at it right now?
Thor, Father says he wants you to go do the dishes right now. So I'd go do them if I were you. What are you doing?
I'm playing a song for you, brother. It's your birthday today.
Well, you're not doing a very good job.
I know, it's just I can't quite seem to hit the low key.
Yeah!
Bravo, bravo.
Another
Well
excellent crop.
done, well done. Man, you weren't kidding. There were some interesting selections
That's
in
right.
there.
That
Eric.
was a fun one.
The first that we watched was the Firehaven stop motion music video by Rock On Riff. Now, Rock On Riff has proven to us time and time again that they are a master of stop motion animation, but this video of theirs, and I know that they've done more recent ones too, they've done some Oasis videos, but we keep coming back to this Firehaven one because I think that they've captured the ambiance of Firehaven perfectly in physical form, and just the fidelity with which the monsters are playing their parts, and the interesting things that Kane are doing, and those flying characters like Tweedle and Cybop.
You even got some dramatic moments.
Yeah.
When Glow's
Yes,
presenting to
all
the
alone
group.
there. Yeah, it's just absolutely,
Very excellent.
absolutely beautiful. One day on Starhenge, there is that from Stack of Wublins?
I
just
believe
Stack.
so. It says Stack. I believe.
Or just Snack?
No, it just, I believe in the title it may have even originally been One Day on something else, and it was crossed out in the Starhenge, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Could be wrong. But, regardless, excellent video. Obviously the audio from an alien source.
Yes,
but-
from some other thing, but chronicling some sort of bizarre encounter between Vamp and Ludwig.
Yes, very pun-based, which we can appreciate.
Yes, and some very, very clever editing.
Yes, that's right.
Right there. And then finally, the Fire Oasis trailer, but with sounds. Wow, from,
We
from
can
Mofix.
say it.
All right, we'll say it. They were Minecraft sounds.
That's right.
Minecraft sounds. And I was amazed at how much Mofix was able to actually reproduce the Fire Oasis song and all of the different elements there. I liked the munching lips.
I gotta say, real inspired at the end by the different animal sounds for the monsters. It's very, very funny.
Yes, that
Even
was-
just the staggering of placing them, very well done.
Yes.
And from an editing perspective.
Very, very well done. Yes, those ones I think highlighted some. Not that any of the other ones haven't, but actually, you know what? I'll make the comment about all the videos. I think that not only do we see a lot of creativity in the actual art that's being done, but a lot of fine editing
Yes.
as well.
No doubt.
These videos are put together and crafted. That sort of final step that goes into making a great video are all present here in these submissions.
Speaking of, we got one last crop of videos.
Okay.
As I said, we had a lot of fans submit
This is part-
their islands.
part 2.
That's right. So we have one more grouping of fan islands that we will be showing. So why don't we just take a look at those right now?
Cue them up, Michael. Exceptional.
Amazing.
Exceptional work. Exceptional work.
And what a variety in that one.
Yes, that was Fan Islands 2, complete with Sea Haven by CJ Vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that one. It was very, very soothing.
Yes, very calming.
And harkens back to a time when the community thought that the next island would be Something Haven.
Yes.
And we flipped the script on him, and instead of it
Gotcha.
being Something Haven, it was Fire Oasis. But
That's
I
right.
thought that it's certainly based on the themes and the very calming nature of this one. It felt like this could be a haven.
Yes.
Definitely a safe place.
100%.
Right? Next up, Island of the Unused by Hex and Chuck. This one intrigued us for a couple of different reasons.
That's right.
Eric, you were explaining to me a little bit about what's special about this particular composition.
Yes, I noticed that. I believe it was in the description of the video. There's a link to a Google Doc giving a bio for each of the monsters because these
And there were a lot of monsters in that
Yes,
video.
because these monsters felt unused, as the title says.
Misfits.
And that's right, misfits from existing islands and have
Yes.
their own backstories, their own fleshed out universe, and it shows. That music really carries something with
Yeah,
it.
a little bit of melancholy there,
Mm-hmm.
and almost dissonance, but yeah, it was beautifully done.
That's right, very moving.
Very well done. Yes, well done, Hex and Chuck. And then finally, we had Alpine Monsters Update 3 featuring, I think TME is the Monster Explorers,
I believe so.
by Rohopoch. It's just, I think, how to pronounce that name. Because Rohopoch wrote into us and said this is how, because I was saying like Rog Epoch or something like that, but it's Rohopoch. So, Rohopoch, if you are listening, let me know how my pronunciation is, because I always strive to do it, to do the name justice, because it's a great name. And that one really blew my socks off because...
What an upbeat piece.
Yes, and it definitely felt alpine. I liked the monsters that were selected. The animations looked spectacular.
Yeah.
And I loved the new monster that was sort of bouncing around there in the alpine hills in the back. And also, there's Rainforest Island there at the end with a Book of Monsters
little
page
teaser.
and showing the progress. So it's amazing to see the projects and the development of those projects that the community undertakes all by themselves, right?
That's right.
You know, here at Big Blue Bubble, there's obviously a lot going on at any given time. We're working on new games. We're doing updates for My Singing Monsters, all sorts of stuff. And sometimes, you know, you forget that, you know, it's a job. It's a job that we love doing, but the amount of work that the community is putting in on their own projects is truly astounding.
And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, these aren't things you've seen before. Obviously, a lot of you in the community are part of these projects, but if you haven't been, make sure to check out the links that we put in the chat. I'm sure we'll also put them in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you go check out these channels because these aren't just one-offs.
No,
People pour
these
their
are
time
often
into
collections.
And maybe one day you'll even get to be part of one on your own because a big part of these are the collaboration, the featuring everybody.
And we would like to mention, obviously, that we got a lot of submissions, and if your video wasn't displayed today, that doesn't mean that we can't. It won't resurface on a future episode of maybe a second edition of Monsterpiece Theater, or maybe, much like the Composer Piece, maybe we can find time in our busy schedule to feature one a week. I don't know.
That's right. If you guys would like
No
to see one
promises,
a week,
but we'll figure that out.
make sure to let us know. It's certainly something we consider. But yeah, even if we don't do one a week, even if it's just a future segment, like all our other fan art, it will be put away in our vault.
Right.
We're hanging on to it, and we appreciate everything you guys send in.
Maybe that's something that can replace the activity every once in a while, or
Maybe.
something like that, just so that we can set aside and say, okay, we're doing another Monsterpiece Theater.
Because I gotta
segment.
say, as the first Monsterpiece Theater, this was a blast. I love this.
Oh, I loved sharing all of these amazing creations, and getting to experience them with my good buddy Eric,
me.
and Michael and Sydney too, of course. Yeah, Michael stole some of our popcorn halfway
That's
through the
right.
episode, so that's why we're no longer consuming that popcorn. No, share and share alike, as we do here on My Singing Monsters Live. Taking a look at the time, we're coming up pretty darn close to the end of today's episode. We're obviously, we usually like to close out our episodes with visual monster pieces. Don't worry, we've been collecting them. Those will return on episode number 43 next week, so don't worry if you did submit. We're collecting them, we're holding on to them, and that will be making a triumphant return next week. But we wanted to make sure that all of these amazing monster pieces, these video monster pieces that were sent in this week, were given their due.
That's right.
Right?
And we are just about to also do the final giveaway winner. If we just get a winner drawn
Yes.
we will be able to announce that.
Hopefully you weren't so distracted by the amazing works that you were seeing today that you had a chance to put exclamation point raffle in the chat at some point during the episode, because the winner of today's giveaway is, unsurprisingly, if the subscriber giveaway was a rare schmoochel, the big giveaway at the end is an
Schmoochel!
epic schmoochel.
Epic schmoochel.
That chocolate-covered lovin' machine. Summer lovin'. So that's another thing too, right?
Oh.
Like we've got Summer Song that ended, but summer ain't over yet, baby.
That's
we
right.
got Summer Lovin' happening this weekend. We got those love struck schmoochels. We've got the love struck schmoochels.
We also have got the winner.
You've got the
of the
winner.
giveaway.
Well, Eric, why don't you say the winner? Love
Winner.
struck schmoochels.
Of the epic schmoochel is hi 0246810.
Hey, congratulations!
Congratulations.
Hi, 0246810. Those are all even numbers.
Did you do that from memory?
Yes, it's because they're all even numbers.
Oh.
0, 2, 4,
Oh,
6,
in
8, 10.
sequence.
Yes!
Ah,
I'm a big guy for sequences.
big sequence guy.
I'm a sequence guy.
Not Bibles, sequences.
And not sequins, but sequences. That's something else. Michael, is there something you'd like to say before we close out episode 42 of My Singing Monsters
Not
Live?
super relevant, but I just had a great idea.
He had a great idea,
Ooh,
folks.
gotta hear
What's
this
that,
idea.
what's that idea? Why don't you throw yourself up on the screen so that you can communicate with the fans.
Please travel back to us from Summer
From
Song.
Summer Song. There he is. Whoa! There he is.
Well, I mean, this is a bit of a tease, which I want to discuss with you guys later. But it has to do with the 1-year anniversary of the show. I just had an idea, which I'm excited about.
When is that going to be? Sometime in November.
It would be November 1st.
November 1st, the 1-year anniversary.
And what else is happening around that weekend?
Well, maybe now's the time to start planting the seed that us monster handlers will be participating in something that we did last year. But it's never too early. It's never too early to, as Michael said, drop the seeds in the fertile ground of the imaginations of the My Singing Monsters live community. So, keep an eye out for that. Obviously, over the coming months, we'll have more information about that. But stay tuned at the beginning of November, coinciding with the 1-year anniversary of My Singing Monsters Live. We'll be doing something special, just like we did last year.
How can we not?
How can we not?
Any
Okay,
excuse to celebrate here.
That's
We gotta
right.
Take it.
that's right. So, giveaway has been delivered. Video monster pieces have been appreciated and adored by us monster handlers. So we've got one more thing to do.
One more thing to
One more thing
appreciate.
to do, and that's our weekly composer piece.
That's right.
Now we didn't include any composer pieces specifically in these collections. We did, of course, include the 500 Monster Miles, but that was from Composer Island, so we figured we'd get some wiggle room in there.
But the
and
composer
show that.
pieces have their own segment.
That's right. Composer pieces have their own segment. So today we are going to be closing out with Platinum Island by Stephanie Botelho. So. You've heard of Gold Island, have you?
Yes, I believe
Well,
I
this is
have.
Platinum Island and uses
Oh.
just about every single one of the same monsters that's available in My Singing Monsters Composer in this composition, in Platinum Island.
Wow.
And I think it lives up to its name, an excellent composition. So please enjoy Platinum Island by Stephanie Botelho, and until next week for episode 43 of My Singing Monsters Live, happy monstering!
Wow, that sounds like some exciting new content. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. You are subscribed, right? You have to be subscribed to get updates on all of our new and exciting videos. So make sure to ring that bell, and we'll see you at the next video. Until then, happy monstering!